I Am the Fated Villain Chapter 324. Right now, the four of them Gu Chunch, Dai, and the two princess sisters headed into a private room to have a talk. Once they sat down, Gu Chunch looked pretty deep in thought, mentioning how the place was way more run down and trashed than he'd expected. The eldest princess just gave a forced smile and played it off cool, saying this land hasn't changed since the old days, so maybe it just looks weird to him since it's his first visit. Seeing she was just being polite, Gu Chunch gave a thin smile and figured he was probably just overthinking things. He took a sip of tea and realized this place wasn't even a threat to the upper realm, and all that earlier flashiness was just a front to hide the fact that they're totally broke. At the same time, with his sharp instincts, Gu Chunch felt a few pairs of eyes secretly watching him from the shadows. He figured some big shots were lurking nearby to keep tabs on him, but since he couldn't scan them back, this whole ancestor ritual was actually getting interesting. Noticing Gu Chunch was acting a bit formal, the eldest princess offered him a drink and asked him to overlook how lacking the place was. Gu Chunch just smirked and said the place was actually great, with good booze, tasty food, and hot dancers. Down below, two dancers were giving it their all to keep Gu Chunch's group entertained. Right after that, he cut straight to the chase, confirming he'd help her rebuild the reincarnation platform as long as she stuck to her end of the deal. The eldest princess gave a knowing smile and promised she'd stay true to her word, then invited him to get some rest so they could start work tomorrow once everything was ready. Gu Chunch just gave a slight nod and went along with whatever she had planned. After that, the eldest princess told Juyu to take good care of young Master Gu since he'd had a long, exhausting day. Both girls were pretty stunned when they heard that. Juyu, looking gorgeous as ever, stepped forward with a hesitant and confused look on her face. Seeing this, Gu Chunch just waved her off, saying neither he nor the princess were really into it, so there was no need to force things. The eldest princess suddenly got serious and insisted they couldn't slack off on hosting such an important guest, or they'd lose face and look like bad hosts. I don't know. She shot a sharp look at the girl and asked if Juyu was planning on disobeying her orders. The girl could only bow her head sadly and follow the princess's command. Gu Chunch didn't think much of the situation, so he just gave a faint smile and walked away without saying another word. Once Gu Chunch, Dai, and Juyu had left, only the two princess sisters remained in the hall. That's when the younger brother asked if they should try a different approach, since she'd already been rejected when she tried to get close to Gu Chunch back at the Great Yu Celestial Dynasty. The eldest princess calmly replied that it wasn't necessary because Gu was already under their thumb, and the elders had other plans whether the reincarnation platform worked out or not. The scene shifts over to the guest house where Gu Chunch was staying. Juyu quickly ran ahead to lead the way and invited the young master to follow her. Gu Chunch got curious and asked what the deal really was between her and the eldest princess. As she pushed the door open, Juyu honestly answered that the eldest princess was actually her biological sister. Gu Chunch gave a knowing smile because he knew exactly why the princess sent her sister. It was to keep an eye on him 24/7, not to serve him. Once they were inside, Juyu blushed and whispered that they'd be spending the night there. Gu Chunch looked around the room and thought the eldest princess must really value her sister if she was willing to use her as a honey trap on him. Juyu walked up to Dai and ordered him to wait outside because she was going to personally serve young Master Gu tonight. Dai was confused for a second, but then he suddenly grabbed the girl by the collar and lifted her up like it was nothing. Gu Chunch burst out laughing and told Juyu he didn't need anyone serving him, then told her to go back and tell the princess her presence wasn't necessary. Dai just grabbed her by the neck and hauled her right out of the room. As the door was closing, Juyu screamed out in desperation that it was the princess's order and begged the young master to let her stay. Ignoring her pleas, Dai coldly slammed the door shut. The girl stood outside in a total panic, not knowing what just happened and feeling completely helpless. A bit later, after the night turned dead quiet, Gu Chunch started using his divine sense to scout out the abyss. He wanted to dig up the truth since this place was packed with mysteries that needed some clear answers. Gu Chunch pushed his power to the limit to search and suddenly stumbled upon something really valuable. He gave a satisfied smile and decided to go check it out right away. Immediately after, a streak of light shot up and tore through the silent night sky. Meanwhile, Juyu was still waiting outside the door, looking exhausted with dark circles under her eyes from zero sleep. She mumbled to herself that she had no clue what to do, because if the eldest princess found out she'd been kicked out, the consequences would be brutal. Juyu was about to step up and knock to see what was going on inside when the door suddenly swung wide open. A scary face popped out and barked that the young master said not to hang around and disturb his sleep. It was a Dai, looking incredibly stern and cold. The girl's face went pale, and she could only stutter, unable to get a single word out. Down in the abyss, a group of old-timers were gathered, complaining about being stuck there for way too long and wondering why no one had led them out yet. One of them let out a frustrated sigh while another said the only way out now was to rebuild the reincarnation platform to call for help. They were worried the resources at the 3 ancestral wells would run dry soon, and they'd all be wiped out if they didn't find a way out. They figured the promise made by that saint years ago was just some empty talk that was never going to happen. The reincarnation platform held deep secrets about life and death, had the power to flip the strength between worlds, and was their absolute last hope for survival. If they couldn't see the reflection of that place, they felt like there was no chance left to save themselves. Suddenly, one of them noticed something was off and roared, asking who dared to use their divine sense to spy on them on their ancestral land. Gu Chang was actually shocked since his reincarnation power was supposed to be able to trick even the heavenly Tao, yet this guy had sniffed him out. Right away, Gu Chang quickly backed out of the thick fog to avoid getting caught. The people below started suspecting that the spy was that new guy from the Gu family. This made the group of elders feel extremely uneasy. They figured his spying meant he was already getting suspicious about building the reincarnation platform. However, since this was so important, they decided to just keep him there for the next few days. Another one growled a threat, saying if the reincarnation platform didn't get finished, he'd made sure the kid died right there. Right at that moment, the eldest princess rushed over and anxiously asked the ancestors what had happened. One of the ancestors calmly replied that it was nothing serious, just that the Gu family guy had found them but backed off before he could see too much. After hearing that, the eldest princess's face turned serious as she realized Juyu had failed her mission and that Gu Chang was going to be a real handful to deal with. The scene cuts back to Gu Chang's courtyard once he had made it back safely. He noticed there were 6 elders hiding there, but their auras were so weak it felt like they were on their last legs. In terms of raw power, they couldn't touch the immortals, but when it came to their divine sense, they were actually deep and hard to read. You wondered if the trashed state of this place was caused by those guys or if the natural energy had just been too badly damaged. He also wasn't sure what kind of promise the reincarnation heavenly sovereign had made to keep these people waiting so patiently. In the end, Gu Cheng realized he just had to wait for the reincarnation platform to be finished for everything to become clear. When he went to open his door, he caught Juyu sneakily eavesdropping with total focus. Gu Cheng spoke up and asked Juyu what exactly she was doing there. Juyu looked super embarrassed and whispered that she was just checking to see if the young master wanted a late-night snack. The scene shifts over to Jiang Chuchu's manor. She was looking serious, questioning why she'd never met this person if he was Gu Chang's subordinate and why a Dai hadn't come himself. The guy kneeling on the floor was Gu Vo Ich, and with a humble look, he quickly explained that a Dai was busy accompanying young Master Gu on some big business. He added that because he was worried about her, young Master Gu had sent him to deliver the news that everything was already taken care of. When Jiang Chuchu heard that, she was totally caught off guard and felt a bit shy about those words. Back to Gu Chang. When the eldest princess showed up, Gu Chang asked how the prep work for the reincarnation platform materials was coming along. The eldest princess replied that even though these materials were super rare, she promised she'd do her best to get everything he needed. In another spot, Juyu saw the eldest princess arrive and ran over to confidently report that she had served young Master Gu very well last night. After hearing that, the eldest princess's face went dark with anger, but she couldn't really punish her naive little sister. Despite the princess's rage, Juyu just looked lost, having no idea what she said wrong to make her sister so mad.